अस्सलाम वालेकुम। अच्छा जी, इस वक्त आज हम आए हैं किमाकिली, एक अंडरग्राउंड सिटी है, एक विलेज है और ये काफ़ी पुराना बना हुआ है। 1964 के अंदर जो है इसको पहली दफ़ा टूरिस्ट के लिए जो है वो खोला गया था। तो इसको देखते हैं और का ये है जी अंडरग्राउंड सिटी। अच्छा जी, ये है यहाँ पुराने ज़माने की चीज़ें रखी हुई हैं। ये देखिए कैसे यहाँ से अंदर जाना पड़ रहा है, झुक के जाना पड़ेगा। ये देखिए जी कैसे कैसे चीज़ें बनाई हुई हैं इन्होंने। सीढ़ियाँ देखें भाई, संभल के चलें, गिर ना जाए। ये फूड स्टोरेज प्लेस है।
हाथ रख कंधे पे, मेरे कंधे पे हाथ रख, दोनों हाथ कंधे पे रख।
यहाँ तो बिल्कुल ही हमें झुक के जाना पड़ रहा है भैया।
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now I will tell you structure of this underground city. This underground city has 8 floors in total, but we can visit only the first 5 floors. The other 3 floors are the ground floors, closed to visitors because of collapses in the tunnels. That is for security reasons. We cannot go the other 3 floors, the other down floors. Now I will tell you history of this underground city. First and second floor were carved out by Hittites. Do you know Hittites? 2000 before Christ were carved out by Hittites. Some people say Hittites, 2000 before Christ. Actually Hittites, one of the oldest, one of the earliest civilization of Cappadocia. Hittites used this underground city as a shelter, as a bunker for protection in war and danger times. Actually, they protected themselves from their enemies. Their enemies were Assyrians and Phrygians. Assyrians and Phrygians, actually, like Hittites, one of the oldest, one of the earliest civilizations of Cappadocia. After Hittites abandoned this cave, later early Christians came in Cappadocia, 3rd century after Christ. They discovered this cave. After they expanded this cave 6 times more down. That is, the other 6 floors were carved out by early Christians, 3rd century after Christ. I'm sure you know, in early Christianity times, actually Romans believed paganism. So they pressured on early Christians because Romans didn't accept Christianity at that time. So they pressured on early Christians. So early Christians used this underground city similarly as a shelter, as a bunker for protection. Early Christians protected themselves from persecution of Romans. After early Christians abandoned this cave in turn, Byzantine used this underground city similarly as a shelter, as a bunker. They protected themselves from their enemies. Their enemies were Arabs, Persians, Sasanians, and Mongols. After Byzantine abandoned this cave. Later, Seljuks, Ottoman Empire, and local people used this underground city as a food storage department until 1964. Then, later, this underground city opened to visitors as a museum in 1964, the same year. Actually, I told history, that's all. Actually, many visitors think that this underground city is permanent place, but it is not true. This underground city is temporary place. They use this cave only for endangered times, as a shelter, as a bunker for protection. Already they have their own houses outside. In peace times, they live their own houses outside. But for endangered times, they lived here. They used this underground city as a shelter, as a bunker for protection, protected from their enemies. Yes, we will go back first floor. Again, first floor was used as stable for animals. I will explain in detail in return because we will go back there. We are at second floor. Second floor were used as church. Actually, in Hittite times, this floor was like a standard room. But when early Christians came in this cave, they turned into church. Then they turned into chapel. Actually, we can say chapel because church bigger than chapel. We are at seclusion room. Belongs to holy men, belongs to monks, priests. One cell belongs to one monk. You can think so. Each cell has a step in below to go inside. Generally, I'm sure you know, in early Christianity times, holy men, monks, preferred alone life. They didn't prefer social life. All time they devoted themselves to their religion. All time. They prayed in small cells, without going outside. Only in ceremony times they went to church part. They prepared some ceremonies. For example, wine and bread ceremonies. All time they lived in small cells. They prayed in these small cells. They devoted themselves to their religion. They didn't want to be contact with anyone. Yes, we can pass church part. I will explain there.
Right, okay. When you burn that candle inside of this mosque, it
There are
shouldn't
a
be
lot of
given much
seclusion rooms in this cave, but now we can see only one of it. Normally there are a lot of seclusion rooms in this cave, belongs to holy man, belongs to monks. We are at church part. We see a stone in the middle of this part, this floor. There are two theories about this stone. One of it, this stone, was used as baptism stone. You know baptism stone? Baptism. Yes, they put their babies on this stone, they washed holy water them. Another theory about this stone was used as altar. Altar so they put wine and bread on this stone in ceremony times. Because wine symbolizes blood of Jesus for Christians, bread symbolizes body of Jesus for Christians. So they prepared wine and bread ceremony in this part. Actually, they used this stone as a table in ceremony times. Most interesting part in this cave, especially for me, holy man's graves. You can think of it like a catacomb, stone graves, cemetery, belongs to holy men. Actually, some archaeologists discovered some bones in this part, in this area. And this part certainly belongs to holy men, belongs to died people, but actually we can we understand belongs to holy men, this part. So, near to church part, and in Christianity times, approximately 5,000 people lived here. 5,000 people lived, 5,000 people, actually, it is not possible were buried in this part. So, this part, some archaeologists and some historians estimate, high estimation, belongs to holy men, monks. And archaeologists archaeologists discovered some materials, some items, some gold, this part, but we cannot see any ruins now because some of them were carried to museums by archaeologists, some of them were destroyed at that times because many civilizations used this underground city, lived this underground city. Yes, this arch on the right side symbolizes Jesus Christ. Another arch on the left side symbolizes Virgin Mary, Mother of Jesus. Actually, monks sit here in ceremony times, this part. They put oil lamps, they put candles on this stone in ceremony times. This hole on the wall, actually to put some religious statues in ceremony times. We see a chart on the wall, chart, schema. Before they built this floor, they built as a church, they draw a schema on the wall. Account they built this church part account to this schema, this plan. We see two crosses on the wall, one of it and the other. This cross symbolizes Catholics. Another cross on the left side represents Orthodox. At that times, in Byzantine era, they lived together here with harmony, Orthodox and Catholics. But although they divided into groups as Catholics and Orthodox, 1054 they lived here with harmony. They made their own sign, their own cross. Catholics made this cross, Orthodox made another cross on the wall. Each group has different cross. You can think so. Yes, we are going to food storage department. Your friend lost.
Yeah, go on.
Yes, this part actually you can think of it like a corridor, like entrance to chapel, entrance to church. Holy men assembled this place in ceremony times, like a corridor. From this way, we are going to food storage department.
Watch your head for this one.
We are at food storage department. This food storage department belongs to monks similarly because at that times, in early Christianity times, there was classification system in this cave. For example, poor families, ordinary families were settled lower floors, middle class families were settled middle floors, upper class families. For example, some rich families, some aristocrat families, for example, holy men, monks were settled upper floors, top floors, but not first floor. First floor belongs to only animals. They preferred first floor as a stable for animals because it is easier to carry the animals inside and outside because first floor closer to surface. This space closed with a glass after later was closed with a glass actually for security reasons. Transportation of food from down floor. You can think of it like a food elevator. Transportation of food. We see a lot of cells around us. Each cell for different foods. For example, they divided their foods into groups. For example, they put their vegetables in these cells. They put their fruits in these cells. For example, they put their grains in this cell. Especially they put grapes because there are a lot of grapes cultivation in Cappadocia. They used these grapes to eat, and they used these grapes to make wine. Generally, at that times they consumed, I can say all time, they consumed wine. There is a lot of reasons for this. I will explain in winery section these reasons. Yes, actually each cell for different foods, different meals, different foods. But servants made this affair because holy men lived their cells. They prayed their cells without go to outside. Servants made this, actually divided into groups their foods. Servants made this affair. By the way, inside has constant temperature, the same temperature all time. Winter, summer, autumn and spring, all time. 13, 14 degrees. So it is suitable for food storage department, like fridge. Very cold. And what is the reason for this? Actually, rock structure. Rock structure is volcanic tuff. Volcanic tuff consists of volcanic ashes. Volcanic tuff has a feature, it makes colder inside. It keeps constant temperature, the same temperature inside all time, 13, 14 degrees. So it is suitable for food storage inside. We see a primitive hand grinder. Maybe you know in Pakistan, chakki, the other name,
Yes,
chakki.
chakki.
Primitive hand grinder. For example, they put some grain, for example, wheat in this hole. They put a stick in this small hole. They turned around this stone itself. Wheat was milled, it became flour. They used this flour to make bread for their meals. For example, primitive hand grinder. Now we are going to winery section, winery department. This
We
tunnel-
still have in Pakistan houses like this. In first floor they are putting animals, second they are living, and third they are
Yes.
food of food. We still have one town like this because it's cold too much. So they are not making houses, big houses. They are making houses like this because it's cold too much.
They classified peoples account to payment to ministry. Payment to ministry. They classified peoples in this case payment to ministry. And vergi. Vergi ama İngilizcesi şey tam hatırlayamadım. Tax, yes, tax.
They classify
Yes.
people as depending on their tax payments to the ministry. Oh, I see. Wow.
These tunnels, especially very low, very narrow. Put your head, please. Okay.
कहाँ से जाना है भाई? ओए, इतना छुप के जाना पड़ रहा है ये तो.
Told you a short time ago, there are a lot of grapes cultivation in Cappadocia. They brought the grapes they collected in the region. They put the grapes in this pot, in this area, and they crushed, they smashed with their feet. After juice of grapes flowed from big hole, accumulated, collected this stone cup, this stone pot. After they took juice of grapes, they put amphora, they put wine pots. Actually, amphora, specific name. Wine pots was called as amphora in Roman times, specific name. Wine pot. After they put wine pots, later they stored wine pots in these small sets for fermentation. Because inside has suitable temperature for fermentation, 13, 14 degrees. Generally, actually, at that times they consumed wine. I told you before, there are a lot of reasons for this. One of it, they believe that wine warms their body, so they consumed wine, a lot of wine. Another reason, actually, wine was holy drink for them. Wine symbolizes blood of Jesus for them. Another reason, there was contamination. Sometimes there was contamination. There was water pollution. So they prefer to drink wine and juice of grapes instead of water. Because juice of grapes and wine safer than water sometimes. Because of water pollution, contamination.
No, it's okay. It's in
In this way.
Go in there. In there.
ये देखिए जी कैसे कैसे इन्होंने जगह बनाई हुई है.
Door there. The other name security door. This stone door weighs about 500 kilo. To close this tunnel this way, actually this tunnel before at that time was connected to the outside. But over time, in time, many collapses exist there. So now we can see only limited area and we cannot go for. Their enemies came from this tunnel from outside. They pushed this stone door. But how they moved this stone door? Because very heavy. So they have their own system. They put very huge stick in this hole. After they moved this stone door with stick by sliding. You can think so by sliding. And this hole, by the way, moreover, to see their enemies and to make first move, to make first attack to their enemies with spear, with arrow, first attack. And this hole goes narrow on the other side. So their enemies didn't put any huge stick from other side. So they didn't move this stone door from other side. These stone doors, all of it, we will see a lot of stone doors, all of it had a feature, could be moved inside but never from outside. And many visitors think that these stone doors were created from outside, but it is not possible as you see tunnels. Actually, very narrow, very low, and very heavy. So these tunnels, all of it, were made inside, were built inside. For example, they carved out some part. For example, this part, they carved out this part. After they made a circle, they used this circle as a stone door. You can think so. This stone door consists of volcanic ashes, volcanic top. Similarly, volcanic ashes, volcanic top. We see 4 rooms around us. These rooms were used as storage department, wine cellar. But each of it had winery section, the same section to make wine. So you go one way. Each of them. They put their wine bottles. They put amphora. They put wine pots. These books for fermentation, wine cellar, wine storage. Yes, we are going to 4th floor. Yes. Everybody is okay?
Yes, we are
Okay.
fine.
We see a stone door again. This stone door weighs 2 or 300 kilo between approximately. Some parts were destroyed at that time. So normally it was like a circle. This stone door to close this tunnel continue forward, This tunnel is the longest tunnel in this cave, 25 meters long. Now,
25 meter लंबी.
25 meters long. Now we will pass this tunnel. Actually, how they solved their air problem, breathing problem, because very important issue actually. So we will see a ventilation shaft in the middle of this tunnel. This ventilation shaft has multitask. So this ventilation shaft is central point connected to each floor, every floor. So it provides air circulation to each floor, every floor. They didn't any weather problem, air problem, breathing problem in this cave during history. Natural ventilation shaft, by the way. And this ventilation shaft was used as water well. You can think so. Rain water coming from up, collected on the bottom. After they carried water from down with rope. They pulled up water from down with rope. They supplied their water needs from this ventilation shaft. And this ventilation shaft, another task, this ventilation shaft was used as emergency exit for endangered times. For example, we think when their enemies came here, they escaped from this ventilation shaft. They escaped from up. By the way, this ventilation shaft 100 meters deep.
Wow.
100 meters
So where's
deep.
that ventilation shaft?
We will see
we'll
middle
see.
of this tunnel. Middle of this tunnel. And we see a lot of cells around us. These cells similarly were used as food storage cells, food storage department, but belongs to ordinary families, lower class families and middle class families. Ordinary families and middle class families share foods together.
Okay. Wow.